Iraqis are an Arab people with a difficult fate. Iraqis are a Semitic people living in the Republic of Iraq. It is a Middle Eastern state located between Turkey, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. The capital is the city of Baghdad. A fundamental role in the culture, traditions of the Iraqis is played by Islam as the key religion. Numbers. As of 2014, the population was estimated at 36 million. The vast majority of the population is Arabs, 75%, 15% are Kurds, and the remainder are Persians, Turks, Yazidis, and Assyrians. Where they live. Approximately 31 million Iraqis live permanently in their homeland. In addition, there are 2 million in Syria and 1 million in Jordan. The rest of the settlement area is represented as follows. Britain, Israel, 250,000 each. Iran, 200,000. Egypt, Germany, 150,000 each. Sweden, 119,000. Lebanon, UAE, Yemen, 100,000 each. Australia, 80,000. Turkey, 70,000. Small groups of Iraqis, 10,000 to 30,000, live in the United States, Greece, Canada, Libya, Algeria, and Kuwait. Language. The official language is Arabic. Iraqis speak its Iraqi dialect. Assyrian is also spoken. Religion. The main part of the population, 95 to 97%, profess Islam. At the same time, the Shiite Islam is 60% and Sunni is 37%. This division of religion is the reason for the clashes between the two groups. The remaining 3% support Christian teaching, mostly Assyrians. A minority supports Yazidism, Mondeism, beliefs that emerged as a mixture of several religions. History. Ancient Sumerian states were located in what is now Iraq. Assyria, Babylonia, and Akkad were also located there. These territories were conquered over time by the Persians, Hellenes, and Arabs. The 7th century was the period of the adoption of Islam, which was brought by the Arab caliphs. Under the influence of the conquerors, the traditions of the locals, their language, and their way of life changed. First they spoke Sumerian, then Aramaic, then changed to Arabic. The Middle Ages were marked by the domination of the Ottoman Empire. It lasted until the 20th century, when the Kingdom of Iraq was formed at the initiative of Great Britain. A little later the monarchy was overthrown and the state became a republic. The beginning of the 21st century was not calm either, when the US invaded Iraq and overthrew Saddam Hussein. Now the country is shaken by internal conflicts. Life. At the moment there is a low standard of living in Iraq. The industry is underdeveloped. The bulk of Iraqis are concentrated in the cities. Most of them work in oil refineries. The oil industry does not bring enough profit to the country to improve the quality of life for all people. A significant part of the population is still made up of nomadic Bedouins, ethnic groups that lead a semi-rural lifestyle. The main occupations of Iraqis, as in ancient times, cattle breeding and cultivation of the land, as well as fishing. There are about 100 different nomadic tribes throughout the country. They mainly raise sheep, goats, and camels. Agriculture is in decline. The few lands suitable for cultivation are cultivated with primitive machinery. Wheat, rice, corn, and barley are grown in the fields. Yields are low, since the climate in the country is arid. Besides cereals they also cultivate date palms and cotton. In the south of the state there is a developed horticulture. Peaches, almonds, and pistachios are grown here. Child labor is still used. Part of the inhabitants of southern regions is engaged in sea and river fishery. For this purpose self-made boats and tackle are used. There is such a craft as pearl fishing. In the cities, people work in industrial enterprises, such as brick factories, tobacco factories, spinning mills, soap factories. There are many small craftsmen who are engaged in pottery, weaving, copperware production, and tannery, welling. Ancient Iraqi settlements were chaotically arranged huts made of reeds and palm leaves. The walls of such dwellings were flexible and well protected from water and sand. The hut was arched with a hemispherical roof. Thick reed bundles, which were dug into the ground in a parallel fashion, like poles, formed the backbone of the structure. Reed mats were used to cover the dwelling. In summer, due to the removable parts, the hut was well ventilated. In winter, the hut is tightly covered to keep warm inside. There were also earthen huts with a flat roof. The interior was poor, mats on the floor, clay crockery, and an open hearth. Many settlements look the same now. Rich inhabitants built houses of raw bricks. The roof was covered with planks and reeds. Such houses have several rooms in a courtyard. They usually had 2 to 3 stories. The house is divided into male and female parts. It has such elements as double wooden doors, lattices, semicircular arches. There is a special room for receiving guests. Such structures can be seen in Baghdad and other major cities. Culture. The Middle Ages were the heyday of Iraqi Arabic literature. Later it declined because of the many wars. Nomadic tribes had a rich folklore based on heroic stories and lyrical songs. In the middle of the last century a rise in literature and art began. Among Iraqis there are many poets, writers describing the lives of their compatriots. Prominent writers include Ibrahim Abdul Fattah, a writer. Jamil Sidki al-Zahawi, poet, philosopher. Maruf al-Rawsayfi, a poet who wrote many works about the difficult fate of the Iraqi people. Traditions. Islam imposes certain restrictions on the behavior of people that apply to tourists. Women must wear long strict dresses with sleeves. Men should wear pants and shirts. Should not be seen exposed parts of the body. Tight clothing is also not allowed. In Iraq, it is forbidden to drink alcoholic beverages. It is not recommended to smoke in public places. During Ramadan, many cafes, stores do not work during the day, as food can be taken only after dark. Being a guest, one should take food only with the right hand, as the left hand is considered unclean. It is not accepted to kiss, hug on the street and in front of strangers. They always take off their shoes at the entrance of the house. It is forbidden to show the soles of the feet to other people. They must be put down on the ground. Iraqi women are not allowed to mingle with unauthorized men. It is forbidden for a foreigner to look at them, to take pictures. A woman may only leave the house accompanied by her husband or a male relative. The wife's parents come to her husband's house only by invitation. Visitors should come with a gift, flowers, or sweets. Excessive attention should not be shown to the hostess. A man should be addressed by calling his full name. Character. Iraqis are very reserved in communication. They do not show their emotions in public. They do not talk loudly or gesticulate much. Such behavior is unacceptable even within the family. Foreigners are treated in a respectful, friendly way. Iraqis are easily contactable, showing a desire to communicate, curiosity.